Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video today. Now, a lot of people have been really interested in this Far Cry game. I'm going to start off by saying I've only ever played one of the Far Cries, and I think that was number 2. So, which I did enjoy actually. I thought it was very good. So I'm not going to bash it or badmouth it. But the reason I'm not going to play it, and a lot of people have given this same opinion, most prominently I suppose is Jim Sterling. What does he call it? The Ubisoftification or Ubification, whatever he calls it, of their games. Now, as you all know or may know, Ubisoft are on my bad list for now, boycott list, I suppose you could say, after the whole thing with For Honor and them not giving me access to my account, blah 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 blah, on the phone for 2 hours, whatever. But yeah, anyway, so even if that wasn't in place, would I be going out and purchasing Far Cry 5 as soon as possible? No. It's been well received though, which is really good. I'm glad that people of the, just the casual gamers out there, or not the casual gamers, but the gamers that aren't really interested in all of this stuff that us YouTubers or us people who are a bit more involved in the gaming community get upset about, which is like the microtransaction side of things, holding companies up to account. They're just bothered about, this game's come out, it's Far Cry, it plays really well, I enjoy it. Thumbs up, like, no issue at all. But for those of us who think a bit more into Ubisoft and how they create their games, they're all very cut and paste. They're all open world, and Ubisoft had this plan in which they were going to develop their games like that. All of a sudden they decided that open world action games were the way forward. That would be the best way for them to package up their IPs, to sell their games, and put a load of content in there, all of which seems to be copy and paste. Now, Jim Stone's done a much better job on it than I'm going to give you. Much more flashy images, music, the lot. It's a heck of a lot better than anything I'm going to do for this. So, yeah, you can go and watch his video if you want to go and see that. But my video now is more just me echoing those opinions. Like, I just don't really see the point in going out and playing Far Cry. I feel like I've already played it, and I feel like because I've played number 2, I've played 3, 4, and 5. Effectively, it's all the same. It's the same formula. It's a very Ubisoft way of doing it, but the problem is it's not attached to only one IP. It's done the same in Assassin's Creed, which I really don't like. You've obviously then got Watch Dogs. You've then got Far Cry now as well. It's all very copy and paste. Some other companies do take it on. It's not something that's unique to Ubisoft. I mean, you could look at the Shadow of War game. That's quite similar in as many of its aspects to the games that Ubisoft are bringing out, but that's obviously done by a totally different company. So, moving forward, I guess, Ubisoft are going to continue doing this formula. I like it when companies will experiment and branch out and give you sort of different games styled and created in different ways. But I don't know, Ubisoft are big enough to be able to take the risk on putting out games like that, that are expansive, that are different, that play in a different way, that don't have to be an open world action game. Like a few years ago they released an RPG, or I think it was their Montreal studio, could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, called Child of Light. Absolutely amazing game. I loved it. There's a full playthrough on the channel, and I thought it was incredible. Like, totally different to anything else I think Ubisoft have pretty much ever done. And, it just had a whole different feel around it. I don't really know actually how well the sales figures were, what the ratings were, but, for me it was one of the best RPGs I've played. I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. It was very poetic. They had a lot of poetry in there. The music was really nice. The battle system was, it had its simplicities, but then it also had a bit more intricate tactics in it when it came to, the ATB and all that sort of stuff, which, yeah, okay, it is a simplistic game, people who don't like turn-based strategy, turn-based combat won't have enjoyed it. Simple. I enjoy that type of battle system, so for me, yeah, 2 thumbs up. But I just don't really see when Ubisoft are going to do this again. Obviously, they released For Honor, which is like styled differently to the other two games, but it had massive issues. And obviously that was very negatively received. And now we've got is it Beyond Good and Evil? Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil. I absolutely adored the first game. I thought it was absolutely incredible. I had it on the GameCube, and yeah, it was one of my most fondest gaming memories that I've got from that generation. So to see them bringing out number 2, and I believe from what Jim was saying and for other stuff I've read as well, it looks like they're going to try and follow that same formula, which I would just rather it be a lot more linear and story based than massively, open world. It can have its open world sections, of course, but there needs to be time where you're telling this story, whatever the continuation of the story is going to be. And I feel as though a lot of that gets lost when it's just mindless open world with story missions, or I'm going to do this story mission now, rather than, it feeling like you're progressing, whereas you can go away and progress and go away and get other stuff. So, I don't know. I'm blabbering on. But the point is, Ubisoft, you're still on my crap list. Well, you're going to be on my crap list till you give me my account back, to be fair. So, I don't really know what more I can say about that in particular. But anyway, yes, just thought, give my thoughts on Far Cry 5. If you are enjoying it, more power to you. Even if I didn't think really negatively of Ubisoft, I still wouldn't be buying it. Like I say, I think it's just too cookie cutter, very copy and paste. So, not that there's an issue with that if it stays in the same franchise, but yeah, for me, Ubisoft have done Ubisoft to death, quite frankly. So, hopefully they can experiment and bring out new stuff and find new ways of making gameplay, but for now it looks like we're more sort of subject to indie developers or developers who do a different style to purely open world. I realise, by the way, that if anyone, not that anyone will spot this out, but, in my top game list of 2018, I put 3 open world games at the top of the list. So, call me a hypocrite. I actually do genuinely call me a hypocrite because, I moaned about that, and yet 3 of those games are my favourite games from last year. Not that there's a point, like I say, not there's a point of open world games. They're right in the right setting, but I would just have preferred them to do something different with these series. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye.